continuing to unfold. I would like to make a few points here. And this whole idea of humanism reflects upon our idea of what the human being or who the human being is, which is very different between the East and the West, or between India, you might say, and Europe. And to do this, I would like to actually go back to the Vedas. But first of all, the question of humanism is, what is the human being? What are human rights? What is the place, the role, the purpose of the human being? And let us go back to Sanskrit. Sanskrit doesn't really have a term so much for the human being in that sense. And here I would like to direct us back to Rig Veda, Purusha Vedam Sarva. Term for the human being is Purusha in a certain sense, but Purusha is the conscious being, and it is the person. What has subjectivity, what has stands for a conscious awareness. So in the Vedic teaching, Purusha Vedam Sarvam, Purusha is everything. We have the image of the cosmic Purusha, sun and moon as the right and left eyes, and so forth. So Purusha, or personhood, is not defined simply relative to the human being or relative to the human body, but relative to the entire universe. The person is in everything. The person is everywhere. We can see the consciousness in the animal, consciousness is in the plant, consciousness is in the rock. And we have the concept of Atma as the universal person, universal self-awareness. And the idea that the real person is neither body nor mind. Body and mind are objects or instruments. They are not a being or self in their own right. And then, in the Vedic view, Atman is Brahman, meaning the individual self is also the cosmic self are one. So naturally, this is a very different view than what you have in the West. Now, in the West, humanism is connected to the idea of a person, the rights of the person. And going back into the older law, there was a time in which other people were owned by their masters, whether the king, whether the duke. And so they did not have their individual rights as a person. So human rights has given the individual supposedly some degree of rights. But I have to let you know that in American law today, in the United States, a corporation has the rights of a person. Now, one could say that because of that, one could say that the corporation has rights over the person.